I've been doing no code since 2019, and even though I've probably used and reviewed hundreds of different tools, there are certain tools that made a true mark on me and impacted me deeply in some way, shape, or form. First, there was Bubble. Bubble was the tool that got me started on this no-code journey. I remember being so impressed by it that I created endless videos demonstrating the obvious and not so obvious features to enable you to build apps quickly and easily. But then someone told me about Flutterflow, and although I was hesitant to try it out at first, I quickly fell in love with it. Not only because it was so easy to get started and hit the ground running, but also because of how extensive it was. Being a somewhat technical person, I immediately realized that here was a tool that I could use to build just about any app I wanted, starting with the built-in UI builder and then extending and customizing the app as needed. This was an important revelation because it allowed me to be honest with my viewers by creating content around a tool that I truly believed in, because I was 100% certain that they in turn would be able to build any kind of app that they wanted without banging and reaching various platform limits. Flutterflow has also had a very positive effect on me, forcing me to learn more about the underlying Flutter platform that Flutterflow is based on in order to teach my viewers truly amazing and powerful app techniques in a simple and accessible way, thus helping them solve even the trickiest problems that they may experience. Nevertheless, the no-code journey continued and I kept searching for more tools to augment my developer experience, and soon I stumbled upon another tool, a tool that I would eventually consider to be as indispensable as Flutterflow for building complex, robust, and easy-to-use apps. No, this new tool wasn't an app builder like Bubble or Flutterflow. No, it wasn't an integration tool. It was a tool that lets you store data. At least that's what I thought at first. It took a while, but I eventually realized that storing data is a bonus, the proverbial icing on the cake, because what this tool allowed you to accomplish was truly immeasurable. It provided one with so many benefits that it was easier to talk about how pathetic your app was without using this tool instead of listing the tool's endless benefits. Yes, this tool is a must, at least if you're building a useful piece of software and not a one-page to-do app. Notice how I say software and not an app. That's the important distinction. This wonder tool is called Supabase, and unless you have a very specific reason to use another tool, this is the tool I recommend you use when building your no-code apps with Flutterflow or another app builder. Of course, there are other backends that you can use. In addition to Supabase, Flutterflow natively supports Firebase Firestore and SQLite. And while I have extensively covered both of these backends on this channel, I feel that Supabase is the right choice for most people. Firebase is a high-performance NoSQL database from Google. When you start using it, you not only feed it with your data, but you also create relationships among the various entities in one step. It works well for simple cases, but for more complex ones, things can get real messy real fast. In fact, what usually ends up happening is that you duplicate your data by putting it in so many places where you need to access it quickly and easily. And because there's so many different ways to set up your data, it becomes increasingly less clear if what you're doing is optimally benefiting your app. I know this is a problem I faced countless times, and I always felt there was a better way to solve it. SQLite, on the other hand, offers an entire relational database in just a single file, but you end up giving up ease of use and lots of useful functionality. It's a nifty solution that has its use cases because it's both a powerful database and doesn't require a connection to the internet to work. But you give up a ton of powerful features and functionality that both Firebase and Supabase offer. With Supabase, you can have your cake and eat it too. It features a powerful relational database engine, giving you an easy-to-use UI to design the data as you see fit, and comes packaged with tons of other goodies that you will quickly find indispensable for building real-world production-ready apps. It's also no surprise that in my Patreon no-code community, most people are overwhelmingly interested in seeing content about Supabase as opposed to about other backends. I agree. Supabase is the future. It's an open source product that provides way more than just a database, but countless other features and functionality that you would be difficult to do without. I like to say that it gives your app a true meaning. Look, the bottom line is that while I love building my apps with Flutterflow, no serious app is going to be complete without a powerful backend like Supabase. It's just how it is, because let's be real, an app is a heck of a lot more than just user clicking on buttons or filling out forms. All this stuff needs to be stored somewhere. It needs to be stored in a way that, well, makes it easy for retrieve it, as well as show it to your users. And then what about getting your app to do cool things when a user enters specific data or fails to enter the data that you're expecting? How about storing all this cool stuff that users may upload, whether for private use or to share with their community? Data is key, because after all, how can you build an awesome app if you can effortlessly manipulate the data that it needs to be awesome? That's why Flutterflow and Supabase complete each other and create a truly unbeatable stack. They both must be mastered. And just like with Flutterflow, Supabase is a tool that I stand behind 100%. I have no qualms recommending it to anyone, regardless of what kind of app that you may be building. And this is why I'm super excited to announce the launch of my new training, Mastering Supabase. Design and deploy a robust and extensible database backend that grows with your app. I've been working on this training for a big chunk of the past year, thinking, researching, and putting everything together. It distills my entire experience working with relational databases and more in an easy-to-follow format where I show you the true benefits of a particular feature and functionality and give you actionable examples as to how it'll make your life easier. It's a truly indispensable training for anyone who wants to create a useful, easy-to-use, extensible, and robust app. The overarching goal of my training is to turn the arduous process of building a backend into something that you look forward to, because you'll be having so much fun. While I've personally always loved building apps, I hated setting up and configuring my app's backend. I dreaded the part where I needed to design the tables, create views, not to mention deal with triggers or webhooks. Don't even get me started on setting up role-based access controls. I hated dealing with all that because, well, I like building apps, not setting up databases. Nevertheless, without a capable database backend, I'd never have a robust piece of software, just a very basic app. Thankfully, Supabase makes all of this super easy. It makes building a powerful backend fun and enjoyable. Nowadays, I actually look forward to building out my schema, because I know that I will do it once and it will not only work today, but also work in the future as the app will evolve. So will the schema and the backend along with it. My new Mastering Supabase training covers all of this and more. Important, for the next 48 hours, you'll be able to snap up this training at a nice discount. Of course, when you join the training, you also get access to our members area as well as our private Discord community, where other members as well as myself will be more than happy to answer your questions and help you out with any issues. For my non-English language viewers, the training will also come subtitled with 7 languages, so you'll be able to follow along in your native language. My Mastering Flutterflow training has helped hundreds of you become proficient in Flutterflow, the #1 no-code builder. Now, my Mastering Supabase training will help many of you become proficient in Supabase, the #1 backend to power your apps. You can learn more about Mastering Supabase via the link below the video, and I look very much forward to seeing all of you inside of our community.